No one ever has a perfect 7th birthday party twice. And that's pretty much the way the 2016 season was for Penn State fans. The best party you ever had as a kid. The great surprise presents. The rip-roaring fun with your best friends. Your mom made your favorite foods. Maybe your dad bought fireworks. Seasons like that don't happen more than once a generation. Now it's a year later and on to the heavy lifting of attempting to win more than just a Big Ten title through the back door. Now, it's gotta be storming the front gate through all of the awaiting ambushes and booby traps. The Nittany Lions must blast through all of it using every tool in their box. That's why Saturday's 45-14 win over Indiana should be viewed as encouraging, even though a lot of ends remain loose and untied with the steam. Though last year's bunch brought the firecrackers every week of the season's second half, this one looks as if it has more ways it can win. Saquon Barkley is still one of them. And even he has expanded his repertoire. In the second consecutive statistical oddity for the Steam, the Lions averaged 1.1 yard per rushing play, had their quarterback sacked 5 times, I had 6, but that's the official count, punted 6 times, missed a 21-yard field goal, and won the game in a walk by 31 points. How? The rest of James Franklin's team, the parts that were just okay much of last season, again played lights out, this time against an Indiana side that led Ohio State in the third quarter a month ago. 2 touchdowns by the special teams and 8 punts and 4 takeaways forced by the defense and another superior game by the secondary got the Lions to the finish line well ahead of the Hoosiers in a race that might have been a lot closer. But that's the point about Penn State, even if one unit doesn't have a great day, as the offense again did not, a lot can be said for versatility. When the leaves begin to turn and maybe the weather becomes a challenge, you'd rather have a team with many ways to win different sorts of games. This appears to be that brand of team. Another positive sign, middle linebacker Jason Cabinda, who's not had a sizzling start to the season, played his best game of the year with 14 tackles including the only sack of Indiana quarterbacks. Cabinda pointed out an underrated asset of this team in the continued outstanding punting of Blake Gillikin and the coverage team creating a big positive in what the metrics geeks refer to as field geography, being able to win the field position battle and also being able to create turnovers and create touchdowns on special teams. It just gives the whole team a boost that it didn't necessarily expect. Call it the ability to win ugly if you like. But Penn State can get the job done with explosive athletes making seminal plays of one sort or another. The kind that may not take on the comfortable look of consistency but turn the game more dramatically and always threaten to explode on the opponent. It's just a different kind of constancy. I believe we can win with all 3 phases of our team, said safety Marcus Allen, who had his typical active day, 6 tackles, a fumble forced, a TFL and the PBU. When our offense isn't clicking, we're gonna have their backs and we have to start clicking, and so is special teams. I believe all 3 phases can play really well. America's Heisman Trophy favorite was emblematic of this template. He had a pedestrian day at what his position group is supposed to do, 56 yards rushing on 20 carries without a touchdown. But then tossing 2 TDs Barkley produced through alternative methods, a 98-yard kickoff return and a 16-yard running back pass to Deshaun Hamilton, and what does it matter? Oh yeah, Barkley also speared a wildly thrown screen pass from quarterback Trace McSorley with one hand, faked 2 defenders into jello and finished with a 36-yard gain that set up the Lions' 4th TD of the first quarter. Yes. The rest of the game was played at a pedestrian pace and counted out to PSU 17, Indiana 14. So, some fans who might have been hoping for Georgia State-level bloodlust ended up disappointed. In particular, the nitpickers will worry about some stuff that is bear watching. McSorley is missing some receivers he hit last year. His wideouts aren't getting great separation. Perhaps his most dependable target and most perplexing matchup for defenses, tight end Mike Gesicki, was injured in the second quarter with a heavy hit to his left rib cage area. He did not emerge from the locker room after halftime. Previously rock-solid place kicker Tyler Davis is now 5 of 11 on field goals for the year after making from 45 and missing from 21. And having a 42-yarder block, the errant one had nothing to do this time with the bad hold or snap, and the swatted one appeared to be simply kicked too low. "Obviously, we have to get the field goal situation cleaned up," said Franklin. "That's unacceptable. We're not pleased with that at all. I don't want this to come off the wrong way. We are going to enjoy wins around here. But there are still some things where we have to be honest with ourselves and get them cleaned up." But Franklin was upbeat in general about the result, and I don't see why he shouldn't be. Even if his offense is sputtering some, particularly at scrimmage, his overall team has become more balanced than it was a year ago. It's hard to imagine, for instance, a pair of wild games like the ones that punctuated last season, the 38-31 win over Wisconsin and the 52-49 loss to Southern California. Is that really a bad thing? Maybe the 2017 version isn't the band of football party animals that pleased all crowds and made every game an acrobatic sword fight. But then, this season can be one taken by storm through swashbuckling. This team might be better equipped for buckling down. And that's exactly what it might need to be.